Hey guys, welcome back to some Guild of Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the guild boss, and I'm going to be showing you the team that I am utilizing within this game mode. So looking at the guild boss specifically that is up right now, it is the Scorpion. So the Inspired Scorpion is the one that is up. You'll notice that we do not have Fever triggered up here. Now, I am responsible for triggering that Fever, but first of all, we want to get to the guild inspiration. This can be very different depending on what you're running. If you're running some mages, if you're running some intelligence heroes, you have a very strong buff in here. If you're running physical heroes, you have a very strong buff in here. If you want to heal, if you want to cleanse a shield, there are a ton of things in here. Now, for me personally, I run this at noon every day within the guild, and I build out and have one specifically, Arcane Mastery. All allied magical damage is increased by 50%. Physical damage is reduced by 25%. I use all magical damage heroes, guardians on this boss specifically. And I am also responsible for popping this up here for the Fever. So I will put up the guild inspiration. I will pop up the Fever for the next hour, and my guildies will enjoy 1 full hour with Fever up, 2 hours with the guild inspiration up as well. So battling this, I'm going to show you again the team that I've been running in here. So I am running Leah as my primary damage dealer. I have always been running Leah as that primary damage dealer. And then we are running T-Rock. T-Rock, of course, not only does some damage, but also provides energy regeneration, which is going to make Leah attack a lot faster, is going to essentially allow her to build out and go a lot faster. Now, some players do put Karuk in here. I've seen Karuk in here quite a few times. I actually dropped Thorit in here. Now, the big reason for Thorit is looking at this combination is in here, we have Grizel, which is going to amplify the damage through the relic. Also, by following Leah in here, allowing Leah to ult a lot faster and a lot more frequently. Now we have Tarvos in here. Tarvos, of course, has a heal aspect, which this hero or this boss negates that healing aspect, but having Tarvos in here makes a big difference because Tarvos can actually buff up the attack speed. Looking at Thorit, the attack speed, absolutely, as well as energy regeneration. This is a very, very strong team in here, and I'm hoping that we can cap damage in here. So let's go ahead. Let's start this one, see where this kind of ends up. Now, of course, the bosses don't do an incredible amount of damage as far as the guild boss, but you can see right here that we are running 5 magic heroes, meaning there is not going to be any reduction for this boss itself. And we want to make sure that we do have this boss. We have some shields up with the guild artifacts, and you can see that T-Rock is taking some damage right there. There is the buff, or essentially the drain that we put up. We want to make sure, again, that we're kind of negating that. There's an ultimate from Leah, and also with this boss specifically is the big thing to pump out a lot of damage right there is the shield. So the boss shields for 20 seconds or 20 hits, essentially. So the faster that you can break that shield, the better you're gonna perform. Now, of course, to break that shield super fast, that is where Thorit comes in. Thorit being able to essentially boost all of the attack speed in here is a game changer with how fast this boss can be burned down. We need a Tarvos heal, which there it is, guys. The heal is up. Tarvos, if you want to talk about healers, so Tarvos, of course, is the #1 healer within Guild of Guardians, has always been #1. The second one, probably JD. If you do have JD, JD would work incredibly well within this game mode as well. And then if you are free to play, so if you don't have access to Tarvos or JD, looking in here, there are a couple other heroes. In here specifically, do not use Aquarius. Aquarius, a lot of players are using in here. You will have little to no effect, even as a free-to-play player. In this game mode specifically, in this boss specifically, you want to use Flix. Flix is the one you want because their Flix does allow a heal, and with Flix's exclusive relic, Flix can allow an overheal, which is awesome. Now you'll notice right there that 5.256 million damage, the boss dies. The boss is on level 5, meaning that level or 5 million is the cap on here, depending on when exactly that fell. And looking at our damage, look at this, guys. That is crazy, the amount of damage that Leah puts out. Now, of course, my Leah is very well built, 15.8, I believe at this point. Leah is very, very built out, but you'll also notice right here, the healing that Tarvos is doing is literally through the roof, guys. It is impressive. And then, of course, the damage taken right here from Leah as well. So very, very cool. So here are the rewards. Now, Scorpion Hearts, we definitely want to focus on. These are kind of the byproduct. And then, of course, we do have some guild coins in here. So that is awesome. And that does put us right there. Highest damage dealer for K1, which is awesome to see. 19 million damage on this boss itself. And ranking, I believe we're in 4. We're in 4th. Canada is crushing it. Exodus. Then, of course, Kraktos, which is our mythic guild at level 9. But we are making a lot of progression through contributions and getting to the point. Now, you'll also notice a lot of players were questioning how O Canada can be up here. Only the scores of the top 10 players are counted. That is right. So if O Canada, and they absolutely do, have 10 players that are crushing it in a Warriors guild, even if you have a very basic guild, even looking at an Adventurers guild, if you have 10 players that are absolutely crushing it and capping out damage, you are going to have the ability to score higher or be ranked higher in the guild leaderboards because of the damage those top 10 players are putting out. So in a mythic guild where you might have, 30, 40 players, it doesn't make a difference in this game mode. And I love that they did this because it is only the top 10 players that you are seeing the maximize in there. So again, now the fever's up. So that would give me a 10% bonus right out of their 10% attack bonus. So this is going to be up for my guild. Like I said, they attack and I pop this up at noon. So it is a little bit earlier, about a half an hour earlier, but they'll still have the fever time. They will also still have the guild inspiration for this boss itself. And as we continue to build this out in its entirety, we are building out and really focusing on the relics. Now, if you do not have a guild, I have one slot and one slot only in the FHG guild. We did just start crafting Medusa's Gaze. We almost have enough for the Coin of Death. Makes a big difference when you're building these out exactly where you are. And then, of course, the artifacts in the other guild are being built out slowly. So overall, guys, when you start thinking of, and if you're going in here completely free to play, there are a few heroes that do incredibly well in this game mode that we are kind of talking about. So looking at the Guardian decks, when you think of free to play, just wanted to run through this because I get a lot of questions. Grizel, absolutely 100% an absolute priority to have. Then, of course, looking down here at Thorit. Thorit and Grizel are two free-to-play heroes that are absolutely broken for this game mode. Works incredibly well. When you start looking down here, your primary damage dealer, if you are free-to-play, is going to be Darizda, or Darizda. This is going to be absolutely your primary damage dealer if you are free to play. We see a lot of damage. You couple her with essentially Grizel, works incredibly, incredibly well in a lot of different formations. Now, there are a few other heroes like Flix. Flix is going to be your hero. Like I said, when you think of free to play, you either have Aquarius or you have Flix. Those are the only two real big ones. Flix is going to be the one that you're going to use specifically in this boss mode, making a really big difference. And there's also Alero. So this, or Aloria. Aloria is another one that you have to remember. Now, the reason for this hero is offers a very good buff out of here, which of course, Darizda, you can go ahead and boost up the damage and the attack speed in there. But this hero also has a class-specific relic that allows her to heal. Again, when you think of free-to-play, when you think about maximizing your damage, makes a big difference with this hero and having the ability to actually heal in formations. So a couple ways that you can kind of cheese it in here with the guild boss, but I'm super excited, guys, that we are making a lot of progression in this game. I'm loving it, still enjoying it a ton ever since we started playing. Of course, season over season, it does change a little bit. Cannot wait to see what is coming in the future. That is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.